And welcome back to the FSATC NASCAR series. Today we're going to be racing at Atlanta, Watkins Glen, and Bristol. Today in our team championship lead, we have the Downwind team. Then we have the Air Frog team, and then FedEx is in third of our team championship. In our drivers championship, we have Smilin' Troll in first place. J-Pen is taking up second place. And I believe we have Fraser in third. And in our Constructors' Championship, Chevrolet is in first, followed very closely by Ford, with only 4 points behind. And then Toyota is down measly with 13 points. So today we're going to be going in Atlanta in a couple moments here. Just let us get the drivers settled in. I believe we're only going to have 3 drivers for this race. We're going to have J-Pen, Asiana, and Fraser are going to be racing with us today. So just give us a couple seconds, so we should be good to go. And looks like we're getting ready to get going here at Atlanta. We might be a little bit late in here to this race, but it should be alright. I don't think we'll miss much because their lobby just started. Might even be just waiting for drivers, so you just got us just in time here. And we're going to get going here in a second. And green lights away. We have the number 8 first. The number 13 car in first place, number 24 in second. I believe that's number 14 is in third place. Looks like we've got the 13 has managed to get a little bit of distance here between himself and the 24. They're actually pretty spaced out, but Atlanta is pretty fast, so we might see a little bit of gains here from 13. It looks like the 24 is dropping back a little bit more here. And it looks like the 24 and the 14, I believe, come together a little bit there. Looks like the 14's going a little bit on the outside here. The 24 is he going to get by? Looks like the 14 managed just to get by the 24 car, as the 14 now is in second place. And it looks like the 13 is actually losing a little bit of that gap that he built up there. Looks like the 14 is starting to close down. Sorry that there aren't that many cars out today for this day's race. Looks like a lot of them had to miss. Looks like the 24 is actually dropping back quite a bit here. Gonna have to see where this goes. Looks like the 14 car hit the wall there. So the 13 also drifts up into the wall. 24 keeps losing distance here. Looks like the 14 has managed to just keep about a little bit of distance here. These cars are pretty spaced out here. We're going to see maybe some of this draft is going to start falling off as the 14 goes straight into the wall. Oh. Yeah, it looks like there might have been lag. I saw the exact same thing too. Looks like the drivers are discussing this. I think that was some kind of netcode issue, because I also saw that. Alright, and we're back running here. Got the 14, still looks like he has damage. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. So 14 goes inside of the 13, and the 13 comes up and hits the wall. Ooh. Is that going to be a yellow? That might be a yellow flag there. So we're going to go ahead and give the 14 our first strike here. So 14 is going to get a strike here. Oops, sorry about that. And we're looking at get ready to go green here once again. Let me turn this down here. Alright. Should be ready to go green. Let these drivers complete their pit stops. This should help us tighten up. I believe now in first place we have the number 13 car should be up in front. Yes, the number 13 followed by the 24, and then the 14 is dropped all the way back in the last. 14 did cause an incident there, so I've given a strike to the number 14 car. Ooh, it sounded like there was some contact there. I couldn't quite see anything, though. Maybe the 24 come up into the wall. Looks like the 24 is weaving all over to try to get around this 14 car. So 13's managed to take his way up into the lead. Managing to hold his place in the lead, rather. Looks like the 14's going to try and go low here on the 13. Maybe he's going to get by him here. Looks like the 14's weaving all over the back now. Trying to get around this 13 car. Just trying to stay in the draft, but also trying to find his place to get by. So looks like the 13 was able to build a tiny bit of room there. If that continues, it'll be really hard for the 14 to catch up to this 13 car. But it looks like the 13 is able to get a little bit of distance gained back up in here. In that turn 4. This track does have a lot of tire wear, so these drivers are going to have to be very conscious with their pit stops. Looks like this 24 car is just not able to do anything to catch up to them. They're all back here and he's all stuck back there in third place. These drivers probably do have quite a bit of tire degradation. Atlanta's very hard on tires. Looks like the 14 car is able to build up quite a bit of a gap here, as these drivers are going to have some grip falling off as they come around these corners. We're going to have to see where this goes. Looks like they might be starting to do some pit stops here as their tires are falling past places where they want them to be. They're going to start losing a bunch of lap time, so I believe we're going to have drivers here. You're just going to see some of them drive into the pits. Looks like the number 13 car is coming into the pit lane. Oh, what the heck? Looks like the 13 might have some netcode issue here. I'm going to have to check in with him in the driver's briefing just to make sure everything's alright. Looks like he just kind of sent it into the wall there. Looks like it did not bring out a yellow, though. This 24 is up in a second place. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and check in with that driver and make sure everything's alright. We'll be right back here at Bristol. And sorry about that. I believe it's come to my attention that I did not have the game sound shared. Should be able to quickly get that fixed up. Get here and join back into the session. We should be getting back into Atlanta. Looks like we still have drivers completing pit stops, so I hopefully we don't miss much. Looks like a caution is out. I'm hearing from the drivers briefing. Looks like that's going to help some of these drivers complete their pit stops. And green flag now. Green flag here at Atlanta. So 24 is actually in the lead here, it looks like. It looks like the 13 car might be going high. Rather, the 14 car is going high. They're both actually going high as the 13 is weaving all over the place. 14's right by the wall there. So right next to each other here. It's 24 managed to pull a lead out. The 24 is now in first place. Get a little bit of a lead as these two are going to try and duel. Just let me make sure. I believe you guys can get the sound. I don't believe you're actually able to still hear the sound. Let me check this again. Looks like for some reason I'm not able to get it to share the game audio with you guys. I'm going to have to get that fixed before next race. Actually, I can go ahead and hop into another meeting. Give me 3 seconds and I should be able to get the game audio up for you guys. And I should have the game audio now. Sorry about that. I just can't stay in the driver's briefing, so I'm not going to be able to give you updates on the drivers. It looks like we are still with the number 13 car. I believe he is in the lead now. But some of these drivers have completed pit stops, so I'm not sure whether there is any reason for this. That might be that the 24 car is in the lead. It looks like according to the little tag board up on top, we've got the 24 cars in last, and then I believe in first place we have the number 13 car, number 14 car maybe. The scoreboard doesn't let me know their numbers. Oh, rather, the 13 cars in first place of this race. Looks like they are very spaced out after these pit stops. Some drivers, I think, unfortunately had to complete them under green flag, while the drivers were able to complete them under yellows. So we've got a really spaced out field here at Atlanta. This probably will not be the first round of pit stops, as this track is really hard on these drivers' tires. We're going to probably see some more grip falling off here in a little bit, and then we're going to see some more pit stops here. Hopefully we can make this a little bit more of an interesting race, now that we do have sound. Looks like this 13 car is just continuing to build his lead on this 24. Looks like this race might be pretty tied up if we don't have a caution here to bunch these drivers up. Might see someone crash here, and then hopefully we can get a caution out and make this race a little bit more interesting for you guys. Looks like the 14 car is in second according to the scoreboard. Looks like he's got a little bit of front end damage. Hopefully we can have that caution though, because it looks like other than that, these drivers are just going to be able to completely ride out this race. Oh, looks like the 13's on the grass. 13's on the grass, and he's spinning. He's into the pit wall. Is he going to be in the pit wall? Ooh, it looks like he might have hit the pit wall there. That might allow the 24 car to get by him. Doesn't look like the 24 though. The 24 might be a lapped car though. This 24 just unlapped himself. 13 car, I believe, is still in the lead of this race. We'll have to see. We don't have any penalties out yet. Just got a single strike on the 14 car for causing a bit of an incident there. And we'll see, because we don't have that many drivers, we're probably not going to have that many incidents today. So it'll be some pretty clean racing, but the problem with that is that we don't have any cautions, and so when we get a place like this, the field is completely spread out, and we're not able to bunch it back up. The only thing we can hope is a mistake from a driver will bring out a caution. After all, this is virtual racing, and so they're not going to die. We see the 13 car has built up a massive lead here over the 24. No challenges from behind. No challenges from the 14 car either. I don't have a track map in this view, but we can take a look and see here if we can see the 14 car anywhere. Looks like there is possibly a 24. Oh no, that is a 14 car up there. Looks like the 13 car might actually end up lapping more drivers here. So the 13 car slows up. Is he going to be entering the pit lane? Might be the 13 car waiting for this to catch up. Not sure what he's doing here. As he sends it into the wall. That could be another netcode error. I'm not sure what happened there. Looks like he's still able to keep the lead though, because of that massive gap that he's built up. Check behind him here. Oh, it looks like the yellow might be out here. And the yellow flag is out for these drivers here today. So it looks like the 14 car is now in first spot. So you get a pretty decent getaway here. Get the 14 car, make it a little bit of a better getaway so he's able to get it out in front. This 24 car is forced to go high as he tucks back in behind the 14 car to stay low. Got the 13 car, looks like he's coming up a little bit closer here. So it looks like a little bit of contact there. Helps the 24 car get up into first. Not sure what's going on with this race lineup, because it says that the 24 car is in last place. However, I'm going to go off what I can see. It looks like the 14 car has just pummeled it into the wall there, but he's able to keep it back on track, so I don't think they're going to throw out a caution for that. With the 24 now followed by the 13, and then the 14 is all the way from into last place. Believe that race lineup might have been incorrect. 24 cars in first place. Oh, they're weaving all over the place, and it looks like the 13 is going to try and go low here on the 24. 24 could have almost hit him there. Is the 13 going to squeeze by? As the 24 makes a mistake and goes into the wall, 13 is going to get well in front of him before the end of the turn. Looks like the 14 car has just dropped back and back and back. Not really able to get anywhere here. So 13 is just now cruising as he gets a little bit of distance here. 14 is all the way back there in last by quite a big margin between that 24. He's going to have to look for some mistakes from the 24 car to be able to catch up. Looks like the 13 almost hit the wall there, or bumped into the wall. So 14 has the exact same. Looks like the 24 might be losing out still to this 13 car. So they're still pretty evenly spaced. We're going to see whether this 14 and 24 are able to do anything about this 13's lead. Looks like the 24 continues to drop back. The 24 is starting to drop back into the grasp of the 14 car. Maybe we'll see the 14 car trying to get around him here. But nobody is able to challenge the leader of this race. The 13 car has just so much distance up there that the 24 is going to need to get quite a bit up on them. Or maybe the 14 will get by the 24 and the 14 might be able to challenge. Looks like the 24 keeps dropping back. This track is not his strong suit, as he's continued to be last in almost all of these races here at Atlanta. As he goes low, the 14 car tries to go high. The 14 car is going to try to get around him on the high line, but the 14 car hits the wall. That's not going to help the 14 car. Ooh, quite a bit of significant front end damage there on that 14 car. As he goes high again and straight into the wall. He might have some kind of suspension damage because he's understeering quite a significant amount. We're going to see, because 14 cars in challenging distance, he should be able to start challenging for this place. Unless he keeps making mistakes like that where he goes high. This might actually work for him, though. Oh, even with the wall tap, the 14 is able to get by the 24 there. Now the 14 has to just gain up a ton of distance now to be able to challenge this 13 car for the lead. Is that going to work for him? He's actually closing still now at a fairly decent pace. This 24 keeps dropping back. Looks like the 14 is closing, even with all that significant damage. The 13 and the 14 are on the same team, though. Looks like the 24 continues now to fall back down the order. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our leader. The 13 car has still got some wiggle room here. So 13, as the 14 is going to have to close quite a bit of distance to catch up to him. And it looks like the 13 car is so I can't get a camera angle, but it does look like the 14 car is continuing to build up a gap between himself and the 24. And it does look like he might be marginally closing on the 13 car. Maybe in a couple more laps here he could get up here. Or if we have a caution, that might also help the 14 challenge for first place. But this 13 driver is doing a really good job of taking the lead, keeping the lead here. Looks like we've had some really clean racing here. The only kind of incidents we've had are from driver mistakes. Oh, it looks like the 14's up in the wall again. Not actually that big of a bump. Just hit the sidewall of his car. The 14 really likes to try the high line and tap the wall. You see him getting a little bit loose there. Back kind of likes to step out on him there. So he goes up into the wall again. And it looks like they might be closing slowly on the 13 car. Both the 24 and the 14. I'm going to have to see how this plays out, though. Maybe I'm wrong. It looks like the 13 might have gotten away there a little bit more here. We don't have live timing for distances and gaps between these drivers, but it does look like the 13 still has quite a bit of a wiggle room here, in case he makes a couple of mistakes. We'll go ahead and see how this race plays out, though. We have got the 14 car building up a little bit of lead here on the number 24 car of Japan. Now there's a little bit of a gap here. It looks like these two might be trying to push us back. But then again, the 14 just got a bunch of lead here out on the 24 car. 24 is going to be losing out on slipstream, just like the 14 car is losing out on the slipstream from the 13. But it looks like the 14's gaining here. The 14 might have just found a bunch of speed here, as the 14 is closing on the 13 here at quite a significant pace. 13 has just seen his lead dwindle down. So he's now starting to get into the drift, or as the 14 is now starting to get into his slipstream. We'll see, though. Anything can happen here at Atlanta. And we've got the 14 is closing now on the 13. built up quite, or closed down that gap between the 13 car. Quite a significant amount. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this 14 driver. 14 driver continues to close even with all that front end aero damage. Looks like the 24 driver though has dropped back quite a significant amount as he's going to complete a pit stop here. This track, oh, what is he doing? Looks like he's spinning around, maybe a netcode error, as he might have just spun it there and he gets back on track. Looks like the yellow's gonna come out though. I don't know what happened there. That might have been netcode errors. Sorry, folks. I'm gonna see a restart then here at Atlanta. I believe the lead is gonna be in 13, then 14, then 24 cars. Drivers are probably gonna be completing pit stops here though, so anything could happen. Looks like we've got the 14 is up another lead. Maybe the 13 completed a pit stop here for tires. This track is very hard on these drivers' tires, so that's probably what occurred. So 14 gets a decent start from the 13. 13 has been... the 13 gets a really poor start. Now he drops back into the class with the 24 car. The 13 car has been absolutely dominating this track, though, today. Looks like they're wiggling all over. That might be netcode there. So it looks like the 13 is kind of jumping back and forth on this track. Or forward and backward, forward and backward. That's probably netcode, as the 13 is going to try and go low here on the 14, his teammate. This is the 13 going to get by him, though. Yeah, it looks like the 13 is able to get masterfully by the 14 car once again. So 13's back into the lead of this race. I would expect that we'll probably see some fastest lap times here from the 13 car as well as the race win. But anything can happen here in the last couple laps here. 13 car is in first, as the 24 is getting by the 14 car here. 24 is going to try and go high. Looks like the 24 might also have some netcode. That could actually be my game. These drivers are jumping back and forward and back and forward. We see a little bit of lag with the service, maybe. We do have the 24 that was up in the second place. That was a very good pass by him. Very clean there. But it looks like the 13 is continuing to build distance. And nothing's for sure for this 24 car as he's right back in the lead, in the grasp of the 14 as the 14 manages to get by him there on the low line. 14 might be trying to come up here and chase the 13 car now. The only driver here that is in one of the top... So in top 2 of the Drivers' Championship, we have J-Pen in second. And then in third place of the Drivers' Championship, we have a tie between Fraser and Infinity. I do not believe either of them are present, but the 13 car might be Fraser here. Yes, it looks like the 13 car is Fraser. If 13 is able to get a win here, he's going to be able to get his lead up on Infinity, and then he'll be in third place, no longer tied for third place of the Drivers' Championship. But it looks like Smile and Troll, although not present at this race, does have a pretty significant points advantage. He's got 10 more points than J-Pen, and almost 20 more points than the other two. And both Infinity and Fraser. Looks like I'm not getting any kind of race lineup information here. Looks like these drivers have been spaced out as a 24, or the 14 car, I'm sorry, is holding his second place spot, rather. This 13 is still in the lead race. It's going to be a good day for Toyota, because it looks like 2 of their cars now are in the points, in the top 2. I don't know how that's going to help them with the Drivers' Championship, however, as they are almost 40 points behind the next second place competitor, Ford, and 45 points behind the top Chevrolet. Might be a bit of a help for the FedEx team, though, as they are dwindling down in 13, with 13 points in the team championship. In first place, we have Downwind Team with 27 points, and then 24 for Airfrog. We're going to have to see. Maybe FedEx gets 2 first spots. This is not going to give them a very large points advantage, however, as it's calculated based off the number of drivers behind you. So we're going to see how this plays out in the championships. 13 is still managing to hold the lead of this race. So 24 has dropped all the way back there. 24 has got some significant ground to gain if he wants to challenge for any kind of points here. As the 13 is doing a very good job with keeping his first place. But it looks like the 14 might be starting to come up here on the 13 car. He might be one of our first winners here. That is not either J-Pen or Smiling Troll. We'll see. He'll be a new winner for this championship if he wins this race. 13 car is managing to hold first place here as the 14 goes a little bit high there. 14 tends to like the high line, it looks like, at this track. Seems to be doing pretty good for him. 14 is now slingshotted all the way up that distance. Covered a lot of distance there. Maybe the 14 is going to start challenging here. It's like the 14 is of is popcorn. And sorry about that. Looks like 13 has still got his lead here. As the 14 wiggles around there, back there. It looks like he might have gotten loose. Looks like the 14's up on the wall. Just grazes the wall maybe there. As the 14 might be able to try and come in and make a run. Looks like the 14 has gained up a lot of distance here. So the 24 is still way back there. The 13 car is going to probably be aggressively defending here for the 14, trying to prevent him from getting the overtake on. 14 still does need to get a little bit closer, though, before he tries to shoot for that overtake. I'm not able to see a live number of laps left. However, I can imagine this race is going to be starting to tighten down here. Looks like the 13 car is managing to draw out a tiny bit of distance. These two look to be decently matched, except that the 13 is able to get out that distance here. 14 did have to close a lot of distance, though, to get up on this 13. Maybe the 14 will get a fastest lap of this race, but the 24 is still way back there in last. It appears that the 14 car might have made a mistake, and so the caution appears to be out here. Ooh, that does not sound good there from the 13 car. Maybe I'll have to pit stop here. I'm going to go and get pit stops done quickly here, and then we'll go ahead and get back to racing here at Atlanta. And we're getting ready to go green yet again at Atlanta. Looks like the 14 car might have pitted. That'll allow the 24 to get up into second. It looks like they are coming around now, turn one, as the 13 cars managed to get continue to hold his lead. As 24 is in second, I can expect the 14 might try to pass him soon. After all, the 24 car has held last of this race for the majority of this race. We'll go ahead and take a look now at these back two. As the 14 is going to try and go high, but the 24 is going to be able to keep his spot. This is causing them to lose out on a bunch of time from the leaders. So the leader's able to get a bit of a gap now. As the 14's going to try and go high, and he's going to get by him here, maybe? We'll see if the 14's able to slingshot by. Oh, the 14's able to get right by the 24 now. 14 does have the ability to try and challenge this 13 car now that he's a little bit closer. We'll see if this 14 is able to gain up that distance and then try and take the lead of this race. I can't imagine there are many laps left, or I might hop into the driver's briefing and ask them really quickly. You won't hear any game audio, though, because I don't want you to hear the really loud driver's briefing. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and ask them. I'll get back to you guys with how many laps there are left. And sorry about that. We're at 72 laps out of 81 laps, so looks like we've got another couple 9 laps to try to get these drivers to make some moves. Looks like the 14 is right up on the bumper here. The 13 cars might try to something to get around him. 14 goes high there. 24 continues to drop back down. Looks like these two are just driving right up here as a pack now. As 13 maybe got a little bit of lead there from the 14 car, but he's still within grasp of the 14. 14, you just got to get a little bit closer here, and then we'll see how it goes. And it looks like the 14 is going to try and go low. Oh, the 14 might have made a little bit of contact there, but doesn't look like there was a big incident. Oh, 14 has spun. And the 14 has spun. Big mistake from the 14 car. Cost him first place. 14 was about to get that overtake, but that spin cost him both first and second, I believe. I hope that wasn't netcode. Otherwise, this game has been really buggy for us today. We haven't had these kinds of issues before, but it might be something that's just happening today. Looks like that might bring out a yellow flag. Apparently it's not going to bring out a yellow flag. Maybe the 14 was able to get back on the track and start racing. Looks like the 13 car is still holding his lead, however, and that's a very good job from the 13 car. I'm going to go and take a look here at the back of the pack, see if that 14 car does have any damage. It doesn't look like he's got any significant damage, though. It looks like the yellow might have been out for that earlier incident with the 14, or maybe the 24 had an incident. Either way, we're going to see some pit stops here, and then we'll go ahead and get back racing. And we're green here as the 13 car. Ooh, they might be going 3 wide here. Oh, the 24 has to drop back though. So 14 is low now, so 14 can inherit the lead of this race. It looks like the 14's got the lead now. 14 now has the lead of the race. Very nice job from the 14 as the 13's going to try to go low here on the 14 car. Looks like the 13 might manage to squeeze by. 13 minutes to get by here on the 14 car. Oh, the 14 might be able to go high here. These drivers are right side by side, so anything could happen. The 14 goes up into the wall, as he commonly does here. That's going to allow the 13 to get by as the 14 tries to come low now. These drivers are really going to have to go at it here to get by each other. They are teammates. As it looks like the 14 went low there. Might have gotten by him. Yes, it looks like the 14 has inherited the lead of this race. He's wanted it the whole race. He's been catching up to this 13 only for the 13 to defend. But the 13 is going to squeeze by him yet again on the low line. These two are really going to duel it out. The 24 has dropped all the way back though. Looks like the 14 might try something here. Oh, no, he's going to probably hold off now for another couple of corners, maybe. So 14's getting right here. Trying to go low, maybe. Maybe get a better exit. Nope, they're bumper to bumper. Looks like these laps are probably tightened down. I'd say somewhere in the range of 5 laps. I'm not able to actually see the lap counter in this spectator mode, but I can imagine there are not that many left. And it looks like the 13 car is in the lead. Maybe they have thrown out a yellow, because it sounds like these drivers are not racing that much. Nope, they're racing. It sounded like their engines are a little bit lower hum. 13 car is right bumper to bumper with the 14 here. Oh. So they were under yellow flag there. It sounded like they were racing. Oh, and the race is completed now. Race completed under yellow flag. We had, in first place, we had Fraser. In second place, we had Popcorn. And in the third place, we had J-Pen. Our fastest lap was from Fraser, was a 30.271. We're going to go ahead and get back to you at our next track. And we're about to get going here at Watkins Glen. Will be our second race, and then the last race is going to be at Bristol. Hopefully we can seal a few more drivers for Bristol, but still hopefully they can keep it pretty clean. I think last time in the first season we went to Bristol, everybody was all over the place. I don't think we might have completed 7 laps under green, and the rest of the approximately 80 laps were all completed under caution. These drivers could not get through turn 1 or turn 2 all right. But hopefully today at Bristol it'll be a little bit better. Watkins Glen, I think, is a little bit wider here, so that these drivers might be able to get. And it looks like we're getting ready here to join into this race. Go ahead and hop into the Watkins Glen lobby, and then we'll go ahead and get racing here. And we're getting ready to go as these drivers load in. So we're getting ready for a green flag here. Looks like the number 13 has gotten into first. He's going to have the outside, though, through this turn. 13 has managed to get it first as he sends it straight into a wall. 13 just didn't break it all through that corner. These are stock cars. They're going to push that breaking point back quite a bit. Looks like it worked for him, though, because he threw it a caution, so he's not going to have too much of a gap behind him. Can expect if that's anything like what's to come, we're going to have a lot of cautions here. Hopefully not, though. As a green flag here falls at Watkins Glen, we had 14 in first place. But the 24 does have the inside, so the 24 is going to try and get the inside line here. 24 does excel at these kind of courses here. The 24 is up into the lead. So 13 drops all the way back down the order. Looks like these drivers are still pretty bunched up, though. Oh, and it looks like the 24 is coming through here. So the 13 managed to get by the 14 there. Oh, 13 goes wide again. 13 I don't believe is very good at these road courses, although he was really good at Atlanta. Atlanta's not a road course, though. I think that the 13 driver has managed to get by the 14 car, though. That was good for him. 14 goes on the outside here down this back straight. So 14 car is now up into third place. 13 goes into the grass. The 14 also goes into the grass. Looks like they might bring out a yellow here for that. Nope, it doesn't look like they're going to, as the 24 has managed to get quite a bit of a lead here now on the first place. 24 is, lost it back there a little bit for the 24 as he touched the grass. We'll have to see where it goes now. '24 goes over there onto the dirt a little bit, just gets his tires on the dirt. 24's got quite a bit of a lead here. We're going to go and take a look now at the back. 13 is into second place. We have no strikes out yet for this race, and I was mistaken last race. It's not Fraser who's running. It's, I believe, well, it's Ronan, but I was under the impression that that was Fraser. So we have Ronan is in the 13 car. So the only driver here who stands to gain a ton of championship points and possibly wins is going to be J-Pen. As they throw out the caution, we've got Ronan in last place here. In first place we have J-Pen, and in the middle of the two we have Popcorn. Green flag is getting ready to fall here at the Glen. So the 24 car is up into, is holding his first place spot. But the 14 is going to have the inside line, so the 14 is going to shove the 24 out of the way. So 13 also does that. 24 is forced wide, but the 24 is going to rejoin, maybe get by him here. Nope, the 14 is going to have the inside line, so the 14 is going to be able to get by here. Oh, the 14 goes under the grass. That mistake might allow the 24 to get by. 24 is going to have the inside here. 24 is able to squeak by into first place. So 14 hits the wall there. 13 just dropped back into third, is holding his third place spot, rather. As the 14's onto the grass. Oh, 13 just forgot to hit the brake pedal there, it looks like, as he goes straight into the grass. Go ahead, take a look at that 13 car. He's driving really slowly. 24 still has the lead of this race. 24 excels on these kind of road courses. Specifically at Watkins Glen is one of his strong suits. As they come around, we might get in a single lap here under green flag. Well done to these drivers. We've got in a lap under green flag. Congratulations, guys. Let's come around to turn 1 now. The 24 car has got quite a bit of space now between himself and the 14 car. Looks like the 13 is way back there, driving really slow. Oh, it looks like he stepped on the gas pedal a little bit more. So that's the 14 car. We're going to take a look here at the 13. 13 has gone into the pit lane. Could he have gotten disconnected from the race? Maybe he got disconnected. It appears as if 13 is just driving through the pit lane. He might pit for tires or might need to repair some kind of engine damage. Oh, as the 14 looks to hit the dirt there a little bit, and the 24 is going to hold the lead here. 24 has done a masterful job of holding his lead. This track is not super forgiving for mistakes. Looks like the 24 is just taking all these corners really well here. So going to get in a second lap. Well done to these drivers yet again for getting in another lap at Bristol. Or, rather at Watkins Glen. Bristol will be our next race, though. Hopefully they can get in as many laps under green at Bristol as they are going to be getting in under here. Looks like the 14 continues to drop back spaces here. So it looks like the 24 just keeps getting a bunch of distance. Rather not spaces, just by time. Looks like the 13 is now racing after that pit stop. I'm not sure what happened there. The 13 might have had some engine issues or maybe radiator. But it looks like he's back on the track. 24 has done a very good job of holding his lead here. Looks like these 14 is going to have to drive really quick to catch up to him, and I'm not sure whether that's something the 14 is able to do here. This 24 is just able to maximize all of this track area. It's some very good laps in here. It's our third lap under green, I believe. This 24 is doing a very, very, very good job here in this lead. Looks like the 14s continue to drop back, though. Yeah, 24 does not have too much to worry about for the moment. This 14 continues to drop back, but this is Watkins Glen, and any mistake could cost his drivers dearly. If they do throw out a caution, that also will really tighten up this race. We'll see if a mistake from the drivers will bring out a caution. They are pretty spaced out, though, so they might not actually throw out any cautions here. Oh, it looks like the 13 is about to be a lapped car here. 13 went off into the dirt there. Not sure what's going on here with this 13 driver. He's kind of all over the place. That's one way to celebrate a win. 13 went off into the asphalt runoff area. 13 still managed to stay back in track. He is a lap car. He probably will be overtaken here by the 24 car. As 24 comes up the inside, pushes the 13. A little bit risky there, but the 24 did what he had to keep first. Oh, 13 runs onto the grass there. Just cuts the corner completely. That's one way to take a corner. Probably going to have to throw out a couple of time penalties because he's off track so much. 13 runs wide yet again. These road courses are not very well suited to this 13 driver. Looks like the 14 has made some less mistakes, but the 14 is way back behind the 24 car. Just a reminder that I believe the 13 is in last place and has just been lapped by our leader, the 24. I could be mistaken, although the race lineup says that the 24 is in last place. Looks like the caution is out, maybe for an incident that occurred. Looks like, oh, the 13's got big front end damage. And it looks like we're going to go get pit stops, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. And sorry about that, we're getting ready to go green. Here we are, green. As the 24 is going to have the inside line, it looks like the 24 might have had second there then, and the 14 was in first. Looks like the 24 is able to get up into first place, though. Continue to hold first. The 14 is still in second, and the 13 dropped back into third. Looks like he might have been forgiven for that lap. Oh, 13's off into the dirt. That's a big cloud of dirt that's all over the track now. But it looks like these two are going to be dueling it out up front. We've got Popcorn is right on the bumper now of the 24 car. Maybe we'll see him start to make some moves, except for that mistake's going to cost him dearly. Losing a lot of time out there now to the 24 car. Looks like the 13 might have hit something again. 13 is not very well suited. I think the only driver of these three is pretty good on these road courses is going to be the 24 car. Looks like the caution might be out here. Or maybe that incident from the 13. 24's in first place, but the 14's could have the inside line. We'll see how it goes as they go down to turn 1. Question is this 24 car going to be able to get a good enough start to keep first? Oh, as the 14's forced to brake late, as the 24 does a really cheeky move there, I think, and cuts him off. 24 is able to keep first place, though, so it worked for him. Oh, as the 14's pushed onto the grass there. 14 drives right through the grass there. Looks like the 13's able to stay with them for the first couple of turns here. And it looks like the 24 car is managing to hold first. Oh, is the 13's going to try to go the inside of 14 car. Oh, they're bumping there. So 13's pushed off into the grass there. 13 comes back on the track. Looks like they're getting a little bit rowdy there. A little bit rowdy. So 13's able to take up in a second place. Pretty good move there from the 13, I guess. A little bit dirty, but it worked for him. Looks like that dueling, though, is helping the 24 continue to hold his lead. Not sure how many laps here we have at Watkins Glen, but I'll try to get updated in one of these breaks when there's a caution. Looks like the 14 might have ran wide there as 13's able to keep up here. It looks like the 13 might have just found his pace now. This 14 is now all over the track. Weaving in and out of the track here. We're going to go ahead and see how this works. Looks like there might be a yellow out there. 24 is in first, followed by the 13 in second, and then the 14 is in third place. So green flag falls here once again at the Glen. 13 gets a decent start. This might be pretty hard for the 24 to hold him off as they come out of turn 1, as the 13's got the inside line, but the 24 is able to get by him on the outside there. Oh, 13 is up on 2 wheels. Oh, big crash as the 24 spins. Oh, that's a big incident. We're going to have to go and get penalties handed out here, I think. I'm just going to hop into the driver's briefing and check for penalties.
I don't even know.
We all kind of
I think that was just an all-around three-way dipshit move, I think, it Dab.
Alright, it looks like we might be handing out this penalties to all 3 drivers here then. We're just going to throw 3 out there because they were all pretty dirty with those moves. Looks like the 14's able to get up into first, though. The 24 is going to try to... Sorry, rather the 13. But the 24 is coming up close to him. So we've got strikes now for all 3 of them. Once again, it is 3 strikes, though, to win. Or 3... Oh, my God. Okay. 3 strikes to get a penalty, not to win the race. It looks like that's some pretty significant front end damage on the 13 car as the caution's out. I'm not sure whether anyone was at fault for that either. Looks like we'll just... It's either the 13 or the 14 that was at fault for that one. I'm not sure that they came together, though. Looks like we're getting ready to go green here yet again. 13's dropped back into third. We'll go ahead and give out a penalty here. Not a penalty, just a strike. As they come around turn 1, the 24 is managing to hold first place, as the 14's up in a second, and the 13 making a mistake there is now back into third. '24 is managing to hold first place lead here. This 14 is starting to close, it looks like. 13's weaving all over the track here. Nope, 14 goes off into the dirt. That might cost him some lap time there. As the 13's going to try to duel it out now with the 14 car, maybe. As they're tightening up here together. Might see the 13 try to get by his buddy here. Looks like someone ran wide there. I believe that was the 14 there. Looks like the 14 running wide again. That's going to help the 13 get by him. 13 is now up into second place. Looks like the 24 is in first here. We've got a massive mistake here from the 13. That might bring out a caution here. Looks like we're probably going to see... Oh, it looks like we might not see a caution then. It might take a little while. It might be a delayed caution. Oh, as the 13's off into the dirt yet again. 13 is dropped back into last. I'm not sure whether we're able to bring out... I'm not sure whether they're going to bring out a caution actually here. We'll have to see. Sometimes this game is a little bit buggy, so they bring out a caution like 10 minutes into the race. Well, 10 minutes after the actual incident. Looks like here they're actually about to do that. So it looks like we've got a caution is out here, I believe, now at Watkins Glen. I'm going to go ahead and get a restart here. I don't believe anyone was at fault for that crash besides the 13 car, and so I don't believe it involved any of the drivers. We're not going to hand out a strike. Currently, every driver has a strike, and then Popcorn has 2 strikes, actually. That does not mean any penalties, though, yet. Penalties will happen after each driver receives 3 strikes, and then after that 3rd strike, you'll start getting penalties for each incident you cause involving one or more driver. So including in each incident you cause, including another driver. Looks like the race just ended under caution. In first place, we have J-Pen. In second place, we had Ronan in the 13 car. And then in fourth place, we had Popcorn in the 14 car. And in first with the fastest lap time, we had J-Pen. We're going to go ahead and quickly get back to you guys at Bristol now. Thank you. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Looks like we're just going to be quickly waiting for another driver. We're going to have Fraser, I think, racing with us here at Bristol. It's going to be a couple of minutes. We're just waiting a couple seconds for one of these more drivers to come in so we can probably be a little bit more interesting here at Bristol. We're going to have 4 drivers then. We're going to have J-Pen, we're going to have Popcorn, I'm going to have Ronan, and then we're going to have Fraser as well. Sorry, it's taking us a couple moments here. We should be back to racing probably in 5 minutes. We're just waiting for this one driver to sign in and get loaded up. All right, we should be getting ready to go here in a couple seconds. We've got our driver now is in the meeting. He's just going to have to go ahead and hop on. Sorry it's taking a little bit of time here, but we should be underway in a couple moments. And it looks like we're just about to be getting underway here. Sorry about that massive delay. One of our drivers just really struggling to get into this game and to get a restart as well. Looks like we're going to get going here at Bristol, though. We've got 125 laps, I believe. Hopefully we don't have too many cautions. Yep, I got you. And so I'm going to go ahead and head down into the broadcasting booth so I can go ahead and flip on the audio. Good luck, guys. Keep it clean. Yeah, I'll be in the broadcasting booth. And we're underway here now at Bristol. Green lights out. 24 cars in the lead. We had another car join us. The number 2 car is Fraser. Looks like the cautions just already come out. Very good start here at Bristol. Looks like someone might have actually already crashed here. Looks like the 13 ended up in the wall. I'm going to actually probably have to join the driver's meeting, turn down my Discord volume so that I can hear and determine whether we're going to give out penalties. You might hear them talking a little bit here. Should be able to hop into that briefing though.
Alright, let's do it again.
I'm going to join you guys to hand out penalties and stuff. And it looks like they're underway here. Green flag is out now. Go ahead and turn up my volume a little bit here.
Inside.
Looks like they're wrecking.
I myself
Windows,
in the turn
G.
because I was going too
Capture.
fast.
And it looks like...
I didn't know you were there, and by the time you called, I'd already lost control.
Got a little bit of people here
didn't
going
you
all over the
do
place.
this?
No penalties there, I think. Problem is, I'm also in charge of handing out penalties for these drivers. Looks like the number 24 is in first place, and the number 2 is in second. And then the 2 FedEx cars follow them up in third and fourth. Oh, number 13 is straight into the wall. That's going to be another green flag. I'm going to go ahead and stay in this driver's briefing just so it's a little bit more interesting for you guys. You guys can hear the drivers talking. Turn that down just a little bit here.
You're gonna lose this point.
It is quite hard to control.
And
when
it
you
looks
first,
like
start
we should be
going.
able to turn that down a little bit more here. You can hear me maybe a little bit better.
You gotta
Green flag is out here at Bristol. We've got the 24 in first, and then the 2 in second. Pretty poor start there from, I believe, the 13 in last. I'm not able to get a big enough view of this entire track, though, because it is very, very small. See if we can get an up-top view. Looks like the 2 is coming in right behind there on the 24 car. Little bit of incident here. Looks like the 13 car is way back there as we see them come around. Turn 3 and 4.
Wait till we get to Darlington later in the season. It's like Bristol, but it's a mile and a half long.
See the 24 holding first place here as the 2 continues to drop back, but it looks like the 14 might be gaining a little bit of ground. I believe that is a 14 car. I'm not able to actually see. It looks like maybe a crash for the 13 is going to bring out another yellow flag here at Bristol. Getting ready for, yet again, another restart here at Bristol.
Here we go again. We actually made it a good few laps. I think we're at 5 laps on the green, so 3 more and we'll beat last season.
Green flag is here at Bristol. You'll excuse me for a couple of moments. I'm going to have to step away. You guys should still be able to view the race, though.
Oh, did I hit you?
Fun. No, I hit me.
You hit you.
Yeah, I went full retard.
Never go forward. It looked like that ETS thing that happens. You know when you go in front of someone on ETS and then you come back in front of them, even though you're miles away, it still hits them on ETS? Yeah. That's exactly what I thought happened.
So the inside and first and the outside. So on the outside. Sweet.
Hello, humans. How you all
pretty good.
What race are you guys in?
We're already on the third one, which is Bristol. Really, really late. Oh, I'm in the middle. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Why is it so early?
Because that's the time that allowed the most people to get in. But get in, Draggle. Why
Oh,
quickly,
no.
I took the sum of votes for the time.
Whoever's
And
in third just destroyed me there. Hit me from the back, spun me out.
Oh yeah,
But people-
Japan.
Yes, Draggle.
I wanted to talk to you about teams, the mathematics for counting points for the teams.
It's very simple.
Yeah, I got you.
All the
But
drivers
here's
get
the
here.
problem. Here's the problem now. Let's say one.
And it
team
looks
has
like I'm back
seven
here.
and the rest of them are having 4. Isn't it unfair?
Looks like we're under another yellow here, Bristol. Sorry that I had to step away.
Fighting a 4-car team, which is FedEx, and I'm not.
We've got 13, and then we've got the 24 in second, and the 14 cars, I believe, in third.
It is very possible to outperform.
Green flag here.
Yeah, that is. Would it be
Sorry about this driver's briefing. I feel like it might be a little bit boring, though, if we're not in the driver's briefing. It looks like the 13's up into...
Draggle, I'm
for
not
every race? No, I'm just asking you. Why you don't do
No,
that?
and the rules are what they are, and it is perfectly fair. You get more drivers on your team than
Oh, it looks like they're doing a little bit of bumping here.
your team well.
We've got the...
Manage your team well, and you guys work together.
I'm going to go ahead and hop back into a different briefing because that's a little loud. Looks like we've got the 14 up in a first, I believe. I believe that's the 14 car. Problem is we move so fast here at Bristol that I'm not actually able to tell. 14 in first. In second we have the number 2 car. In third we have the number 24. Looks like they are pretty tight here at Bristol. Hopefully we don't have too many more yellow flags. We are at 125 laps here at Bristol today. Hopefully these drivers can get some good lap times in. So the 14 just nudges the wall there. Oh, 14 almost got loose there. 14 is losing a bit of grip there as he's kind of all over the track. Looks like the yellow might be out. Yet again, there's another yellow flag then here at Bristol. Got the 2 car now in the first place, looks like. And some of these drivers, I believe, have completed some pit stops. 24 car falls back into second as he's forced to go high. Looks like the 14 might have been the only car that completed a pit stop there. Let me go ahead and check up on... sorry, it looks like the 14 and 13 might have both completed pit stops there. As it looks like the 24 is going to try and go high on the number 2. Might just get by him as the number 2 has to go down under the black. Oh, number 2 gets loose as the number 14. Oh, big crash there. I'm going to have to go ahead and get penalties handed out for that one. We're going to go ahead and get pit stops and then penalties out. And we're getting ready to go green here at Bristol. We got penalties handed out. The 14 car got a strike now. Oh, big crash here as the 13, I think, went into the 24 there. Yellow flag's probably going to have to come out after that one. I think the 13 came down. I'm going to go ahead and give a strike to the 13 car, although he took the significant amount of damage from that. I believe it was the 13 at fault for that incident. This 13 came down. We might actually get a second strikeout to the 14 as well, because I don't want to place... I don't know, I think it was the 13 car at fault for that incident. As we go green, 24 gets a pretty good start. He's going to have the high line, though, so the 24 is going to be... Or the 2 car is going to have the high line, though. 2 car is going to be able to get by, though, the 24, as the 24 managed to make a mistake there, and that's a 2 right by him. Oh, it looks like there's some crashing here at the back. Go ahead and just switch to this view. So the 13 car is spinning all over the place. But it looks like we're going to continue under the green flag racing conditions here. They might do another one of these delayed yellow flags like they did earlier at Watkins Glen, where they don't hand out the yellow until a significant amount of time after. But we'll see how it goes here at Bristol. Looks like we are continuing at a green then. 02 car is up in the holding the lead from the 24 car. I believe the 14 is just behind the 24 there on the high line. Oh, 24 a little backed off there. Looks like he backed off a little bit too hard into the 14 car. So they almost came together. 14 hit the wall there. Oh, 14 is out of control. Oh, 14 managed to keep it though. So it looks like the 14 has lost quite a bit of time, though, on the 2 and the 24 car. This 14 goes into the wall again. I'm going to go ahead and hop back into the 2 cars view. So 2 cars doing a pretty good job here at Bristol. This 13 is way back there. Got a lot of ground to gain. The 13 keeps making mistakes here. Oh, he spins. 13 has spun. That might be a yellow flag, but I'm not sure. Looks like they threw out a yellow flag for that one. We're going to go ahead and get pit stops, and then we're going to go ahead and get back to racing. Going to go ahead and hop in the 13 car. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and go green here at Bristol again. Green flag's out. As the 14 comes up into the 13 car, 13 cars have to drop back. The 24 goes up into the wall, right up on the wall there. Looks like the 14 cars weaving all over the place. Oh, the 24 looks to come down a bit on the 14. Oh, 24 pushed the 14 into the wall, I think, there. As the 14 crashed. Yep, that's going to be a penalty for the number 24 car for that reckless driving. That's a strike for the 24 car. Currently, the only driver to not have a single strike is going to be the 02 car of Fraser. 3 cars that have strikes are going to be J-Pen, Popcorn, and Ronlin. They all have strikes. Only one, though. But this race is pretty long, so we might see some penalties actually being handed out here. In the last place, we have the 14 car. Go and spectate him so we can try and get some more better views to give out penalties if there are incidents, or better views actually of the race, because this track is so quick. Looks like we've got the 13 car coming low now on the 14. 13 might just squeeze by the 14 here, as the 2 and the 24 are all up there together. And it looks like we had a little bit of what's going on there with the 2. Looks like the 24 might have hit the wall there. Looks like the 24 did hit the wall. I'm not going to be able to give out a penalty for that because I was not actually able to see it. But it does look like... Oh, what's happening there with the 2 car? Oh, it looks like the 2 car came down a little bit violently there. I'm going to go ahead and give a strike to the 2 car there for causing that incident. Strikes are not that important. You can still get 3 strikes. I'll be very loose with giving out strikes. But I'm going to be very, very tight on these drivers. If they have their 3 strikes, I'm going to make sure that I can visibly see that they're causing an incident before I give them a penalty. Looks like we're going to be going green here as the 2 is dropped into last place. 13 is up into first. The 24 dropping all the way down into third, as the 14 also managed to make his way up to second. Little bit of a crash there for the 24 as the 2's able to squeeze his way up into third. They're wheeling all over the track. Ooh, 14 caused a bit of an incident there. 14's going to have to get a strike for that as he came up under the wall and caused a crash with the 14 car. That's going to be another yellow flag. Green flag is out as the number 2 car is now into the lead. Oh, as the 14 goes up into the wall, the 13, they're 3 wide now. 14's forced to drop back. 24's managed to make his way up in a second. Ooh, 24's all over the track. 24's weaving in and out of the track now. Looks like the 13 is also kind of all over the place. 13 goes low. 13 comes back up on the track. This is a really scary time for these drivers as an incident looks very likely to happen soon. We're going to see those. A couple of them come up and hit the wall a little bit. Tap the wall. Oh, it looks like the 13 car just spun the 24. I'm going to go ahead and give him a strike there. Looks like a yellow did not come out, but I still want to give a strike to that. 13 cars all over the track. Thirteen cars weaving in and out of the track now. Looks like it's been fairly clean as these drivers now have a little bit of distance. The 24 car is way back in last. And it looks like the 14 car keeps making mistakes here. Oh, it looks like the 13 might have spun the 20. That's a 3rd strike for the 13. I'm going to have to go into the driver's briefing and let him know. Just a quick message to the 13 car. Quick message to the 13 car. You're on your 3rd strike. Now, any other mistake will be a penalty. And back into the broadcast booth. 13 car has been advised that his next mistake will be a penalty. We're going to go ahead and get moving here. Looks like a caution is out. That's going to help me actually find out where these drivers are in the order. And green flag is out. 24 is actually in 3rd. It looks like the 13 might be in last place here. 13 lost a little bit of room on that start. It looks like the 14's managed to take his way up into 1st as they are... No, ooh, the 2 is dropped back down under the black there. Isn't a whole lot of grip down there, but the 2 moved his car down onto that black little surface. It looks like the 24 got a little bit loose there. Oh, and it looks like the 13 managed to bump up into the wall. And it looks like the 2 and the 24 are up into the lead, I believe. And the 13 is now in the back. I am not sure where the 14 cars dropped all the way back in the order. Looks like the yellow is out. And it looks like we're getting ready to go green here yet again. We've got the 2 now in 1st and the 24 in 2nd. We go ahead and switch back to this view. We've got the 13 in last place and the 14's in 3rd. This 14 is right next to the 24. The 14 bumps the 24, I think, over a little bit into the wall. Didn't leave enough space there. I believe I'm going to give him no strike for that, just because it didn't cause too much harm to the 24's race. Looks like the 13 is weaving all over the track here. 24 is up into second. And we see the 24 drop down. Oh, 24 is all over the track. It might be a little bit of netcode there, though, as I just saw the 13 jump forward. Oh, it looks like a little bit of lag here for the 13 car. As the 14 goes high and comes down, 13's also gone up into the wall. Got a little bit of space here. Oh, the 13 might just be spinning. Nope, 13 managed to save it there. This is up into the wall yet again, though. Go ahead and hop up here with the leaders. Alright, and it looks like there was no incident there. They're actually doing a decent job being pretty clean these races. Surprisingly, I might not have to give out any penalties if this race continues as clean. Currently, we've got the 13 car is on his actual penalties now. 14's got one more strike, and the other two, the 2 and the 24, have 2 more strikes before they're going to start getting penalties. Looks like the 14 pushed the 2 down there a little bit. It might have been a little 30, but it didn't cause a yellow, so I'm not going to be able to give out a strike for that move. Sounds like the 13 car continues to go up and hit the wall there. So we see the 24 bumping into the 2 car. It looks like the 13 might have just crashed there. 13's all over the track. Oh, as the 24 just spun. I believe I'm going to have to give out a strike there to the 20, or the 2 car there. 2 cars on his second strike. I believe that was an incident caused by the 2 car. Looks like we're getting ready to go green here. As the 14 car's in the lead. Looks like the 24 is able to get by the 2 here and take second. This race is a little crazy, so I apologize if I'm not able to keep up on all of the stuff that's occurring. Thirteen's in last, but oh, big crash there. Looks like the 2 might have caused that incident, I believe. Maybe the 14. I don't believe the 2 caused that incident. I believe that was the fault of 13 there for causing that. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and put a question there. Because I believe the 24 could have also possibly been a cause for that. I might not hand out any penalties, though. I don't necessarily want to, because I didn't see it with my own eyes, so I can't hand out a penalty to the 13. I just don't know what the 24 was at fault for that either. Looks like we've got the 14 is in third here. Looks like this 14 car keeps making mistakes and coming up on the wall here. We haven't had a crash, though. That's pretty good. Looks like the 24 gotten a little bit low there. Oh, as the 14 just pushed the 24 up into the wall. I'm going to go and have to give him 14 a penalty for that. I'm going to go ahead and advise the 14 that he's on his last. Number 14 car, you are on your last strike. Any other incidents you cause will be a penalty now. And we're getting ready to go green here. We've got the 2 gets a pretty good lead, and the 14 is now up into second. This 24 drops all the way back into third. And the 14 get a little bit loose there. Looks like the 24 is going to try to come in front. 24 manages to get up in a second. Did the 14 cause an incident there? I could not quite see. Oh, it looks like the 14 spun. Not sure who's at fault for that. I didn't see that, so I'm not going to be able to issue any penalties for
I
it.
don't think there's any.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I didn't spin
It was
it.
just a caution.
Alright.
That was,
And I'm not going to be handing out any penalties for that. Green flag here at Bristol. We've got the 2 getting a pretty good start here. We're going to go ahead and take a look. See here. We've got the 14 all the way back in last place, probably because of that incident. Since I didn't see it, and both of these drivers are both on their last strikes, I can't issue any penalties for that. But I believe in the current order, we've got Fraser on 2 strikes, J-Pen on 2 strikes, Popcorn on 3 strikes, and Bronlin on 3 strikes. Once again, that's the 14 cars on 3, the 13 cars on 3, the 24s on 2, and the 2 cars also on 2 strikes. Got the 13 car hit up in the wall there again. Maybe we're going to actually issue a penalty during this race. As the 14 almost comes up into the wall there again. Hits the wall. And seems like they're actually not doing too bad. Last year when we were at Bristol here, they couldn't get in a single lap here. I think we maybe got 8 out of the 125 that we normally do. And they couldn't get in any of them. This race, though, it looks like they're doing actually a lot better. Looks like the 13 got a little bit loose there. Comes up, almost hits the wall. Oh, 14's up almost into the wall there. Looks like the 2's got a little bit of a lead here. Oh, 13's all over the place. 14 almost spun there. Looks like they've got a little bit of significant space. I'm going to go ahead and switch to this 13 car view so you guys can see the leaders. Looks like that 13 does the same thing. These 2 FedEx drivers just can't keep it up off the wall. They keep scratching all the paint off the side of their cars on the walls. Looks like the 24 is struggling, or the 2 car is struggling there. He keeps getting loose a little bit corners. His back keeps shaking. Looks like some of these drivers are struggling with the braking at Bristol. So 2 goes high. I'm not sure the lap count that's left, but should be pretty decent here. I'm sure we're at least probably halfway done with this race. Glad we don't have so many cautions here. It looks like this has actually been fairly clean right now, as these drivers have a little bit of gap between them. Oh, the 14. Oh, sorry, that's the 13 car. Oh, the 13 just spun. Significant front end damage there for the 13 car. That's going to bring out the yellow flag. We're going to go and get pit stops, I believe, out, and then we'll see what happens.
I wouldn't pit if I were you.
No?
You're in a position in which staying out front, I think it's going to go into overtime where it's you just want to complete 1 lap in the lead, and then you're basically set.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so for penalties, we have the 14 and the 13 both have
With this bad tire weather.
3 strikes, and then Fraser and then J-Pen, you guys have 2 strikes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then how many laps are left? We're going green here at Bristol.
Yeah, we're on overtime.
Oh, okay. Looks like we're actually in overtime right now at Bristol. We'll see how this goes. We've got the 2 car, probably the 24. This race should be ending soon then, since we're in overtime. 13 cars in last place here. We're going to get the final race order, and this will be the last race of the day. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in here at Bristol. Looks like the 2 car is still holding the lead of this race. He might be able to convert this into a win here. 2 car is Fraser. That'll actually help him in the championship, as he is one of the championship contenders, I believe. Got 3 drivers in this championship who are in top, or 3 drivers in this race who are at least in the points of the championship. Looks like we're possibly in another yellow flag here at Bristol. It might end under yellow flag. Oh, we'll see though. Producer's race is about to end. Then we'll go and get you guys the final starting order. So, thank you for tuning in to day 3. This would be of the, or week 3 of the FSATC NASCAR Championship. This is our second round of doing it, second championship. And the race has completed. Looks like the final order is going to be J-Pen in first place. In second place, we have the 13 car. In third place, we have the number 14 car. And in third place, we have the number, in fourth place, we have the number 2 car. With the fastest lap, we had the Z Ronin, or the 13 car. So thank you guys for tuning in to this championship race. I hope you guys will see you guys next time. Thank you very much.